Is there ever the notion of self-defense for you? Can we have the notion of defending yourself with a weapon against an attack, whether on campus or elsewhere?
Well, yes. I mean, the Supreme Court says it's perfectly legal to have a gun in your home for self-defense purposes. But when you're carrying guns out in public, you know, look in the 19th century. I come from Canada.
Okay, but that's okay. So if Newtown wasn't a gun-free zone, maybe the attacker would have been stopped.
In the 19th century, we had stronger gun laws than we do in the 21st century. You couldn't bring guns past the city limit in Dodge City.
Do you agree that if somebody had a gun in the Charleston church, then maybe Dylan Roof would have been stopped?
No, I do not agree.
But it didn't do her much good when she was on
You're not going to have a bunch. You're encouraging everyone to bring guns into their churches, into their theaters. What kind of, really the question is,
we
what
actually
kind of society,
already have
what
guns
kind
into
of
the
society do we want to live in? I think that is the overarching question.
Don't encourage it,
do we want Americans
but it is
to
an
be armed?
right.
It's the NRA,
and
it
I
is
trust
not.
anybody
It's not unlimited. Even the Supreme Court has not said that the Second Amendment is not an unlimited right.
But I trust law-abiding people, okay, to possess firearms for shooting sports, hunting, recreational use, self-defense, and government tyranny. I trust people with that Second Amendment right.
Explain your fear of government tyranny.
Well, one of them is slavery, and I'm glad that you brought that up, because
we don't have slavery anymore, Sheriff.
You know why we don't have? Because we finally allowed newly freed slaves to possess firearms. That was what the 14th Amendment originally was all about.
Sheriff, are you honestly saying that you fear slavery coming back?
Not slavery. I fear government tyranny.
How?
Yes.
There are some slaves in the United States also.
Just there's restrictions on the Constitution, there's restriction on the Second Amendment. Any country that formed a dictatorship, you know what the first thing they did was? You disarm the people, you control the media.
But you've said before at an NRA forum, you warned of a second American Revolution if gun control and confiscation passes, adding you would not enforce laws requiring confiscation of any kind of firearm in your country. You're a sheriff. Isn't it your job to uphold the law instead of starting revolutions or maybe hoping for them?
Uphold the law? First of all, that is part of it's a civic duty of every citizen in the United States of America to play a role in that. And I see it as a force multiplier. We're not omnipresent in the United States with our police. I don't want police to be omnipresent. I don't want to be a police state. I don't want a police officer on every corner. So citizens have to play a role in that. One of the ways that we encourage citizens to play a role is to allow them the freedoms under the Constitution, including the Second Amendment, to be able to participate in their own personal defense.
What if the tyranny is only in their heads?
The first line of defense is with the citizen. But if they don't have the means with which to protect themselves like Amanda Collins did in that night, then it's all for naught. That's why I said any discussion about gun control has to pass constitutional muster, and it has to be achievable. And some of the stuff that we talk about, like getting all guns off the street, or this universal background check that no one will ever be able to buy a law.
There's a difference between universal background check and getting all guns off the street.
It's not achievable.
I'd like to go back to the concealed weapons permit holders. That is a universe of human beings who have a very, very low rate of crime.
You mean like violent crime? He has a concealed weapons.
You know what? That's one guy.
There are
That's
several.
one guy.
If you look at a VPC report on concealed carry killers,
not
there are a number of people with concealed weapons licenses who committed homicide.
But if we go down your logical path, what you are actually
if we go down your logical path, everyone should be armed. And let's cut to the chase here. What's really at issue is the National Rifle Association wants to sell more guns.
I'll let that be the final word because we have run out of time. I'm riveted by this, but we're out of time. Sheriff David Clarke, Leah Gunn Barrett, and Florida Representative Michelle Raywinkle Vasalinda, thank you so much.